When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
And we're going to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Alright. Well, since, again, thank you for taking over for last week. It was a rough week for me, but we have made up for this. We're moving forward. We're trying to hit all of those things. But this time I have a theme for my
Theme. I
Yes.
kind of do too.
My theme is a particular company.
Ah.
And you're going to see what company it is from my first review.
Oh.
My first one is Occult Academy.
That company.
And by NIS America, which
I need that
is
series.
my I think this actually pretty much all of these are out of print. I got this relatively cheap. I got it for $20.
20? How'd I miss that?
Well, I was hunting for it
Oh,
on
okay.
eBay and other places.
Ah.
So, you know, when you hunt, you get a hold of these things. I don't know much about Occult Academy. I almost got it when it was in premium, but then there was a part of me that was like, no. And now I'm wishing I had gotten all of these in premium when they came out.
That one disappeared early in premium.
It did.
It disappeared early.
So I'm kind of glad to have it. It said in 2012, the world is a wasteland invaded by aliens. Time travelers like Fumiaki are sent back to 1999 in order to destroy the Nostradamus key. Okay. To prevent the apocalypse. With all the strange happenings at Waldstein Academy, okay, aka Occult Academy, title.
Roll credits.
Recently, he is joined by Maya, the daughter of the late principal and founder of the school, as they try to unravel the mystery and alter the future. Have you seen this one yet?
No, I want to.
I'm curious about it. I'm going to be prioritizing these. I'm hoping, and this is part of this theme, is I want to, in the near future being in a couple of months maybe,
If we're lucky.
do an NIS themed video. So both of us are trying to prioritize NIS titles a little bit. I've got one particular, which you will see today, that I'm going to be majorly prioritizing. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. I, too, have a bit of a theme. All of my stuff is library pickups. And actually, most of it came from when I was cat sitting, and I dropped by the branch of my library closest to where you are here. And they had, I caught the tail end of a half-off sale. Unfortunately, I had no money. But I was able to pick up 4 items. And one of these also is an item that I picked up at my home branch. But there's also a mini theme because 4 of the 5 items are also the same company releasing. These are releases from a American import of British programming called Acorn Media. This is a British program called Accused, Series 1 and 2. It's a 2-season set. I do not know much about this, but it has Sean Bean, so he's probably going to die, Christopher Eccleston, Juliet Stevenson, Andy Serkis, and others. I mean, that looks cool. And for $1, that was a hell of a pickup. And I'm looking forward to this one. I don't know. I may get to it soon. It's an A, so it may actually be an early view.
Very cool. Alright, this next one you saw as it spilled out. But this was, for a while, going very cheap. And then got very expensive very quickly. I was lucky to get this for about what they were charging for it new, which is okay because it is new. And that is House of Five Leaves. I really kicked myself for this. Because the premium was going sometimes as cheap as, what, $30, $40?
It wasn't much. I kind of kicked myself, too.
And that really is sad because, of course, now it's out of print.
Yeah.
I was lucky to get this for the $30 mark. I mean, I don't think I could get the others for that. This one is about a swordsman, but his personality often causes him to be let go from his day job as a bodyguard. One day he encounters Yaichi, the leader of a group called the Five Leaves, and takes a job from him. Though he is worried about the intentions of the group, he feels there is something more to them and reluctantly agrees to work with them. So, again, don't know much about it. Samurai, it didn't interest me all that much when it came out, which is why I never jumped on it. But still, it saddens me. I should have. I could have had the premium back there.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
I don't know if if it was the same reason for you.
Same thing. It never excited me that much, but as like you, I'm kind of a completionist with NIS, and I want to get them all. Can you pause it for a moment?
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah. And we're back. Okay, the next series I have is one that I actually did not know this until very recently when a patron came in and asked for that one that was based on that movie.
About that thing.
Yes. You have that movie with that guy that was in that movie with that other guy? It wasn't as bad as that. But there are some series that are very popular at our library. We have some British programming has a huge following, and one show that does, I only found out when this patron brought it up, that I'd never seen an episode of the series, but I had actually seen the movie that inspired this series, Doc Martin.
Oh.
I have actually seen the movie Saving Grace, which featured Brenda Blethyn and I want to say Craig Ferguson. And Martin Clunes plays a doctor. I can't remember if he's the exact same character or if they just inspired this character. I don't remember. But Saving Grace is a fun little movie. Brenda Blethyn basically plays a middle-aged woman who starts raising pot to get through life, and kind of like a British Weeds in some ways. But this is unfortunately series 6. It's the only piece of the series. But for $1, who am I to quibble? It's a show I really need to see, if only to know why the patrons love it so much. And until I get to it, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for additional seasons. But if I have to check out the other series, whatever. But this gives me an excuse to finally prioritize watching this one, and I get a full series for $1. So could do worse.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah.
Doc Martens, is that like the shoes?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well,
No.
So this next one is one I've already displayed the sequel to, which is The Princess and the Pilot. Another one that I let get away when it was very cheap at premium. Did you get the premium?
Did the premium ever get that cheap?
I don't know. It wasn't as cheap as Five Leaves, but it was
I think
cheap.
I got the same way you did, as a bundle with the other one.
And the other one was a premium edition.
Yeah.
This is like a movie.
Yeah.
It's in the midst of a war. Basically, it's about these two that are going overseas. I believe it's like a somewhat love story type thing.
Right. My understanding of it is it's something. It is one of those kind of historical drama, kind of war drama kind of things, where you have two people kind of caught in the middle between opposing factions, basically, that sort of thing.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's
supposed to be
99
really good.
minutes. So
The movie is highly acclaimed. The series was not as acclaimed, but people liked it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching that one myself. The next one is also an Acorn Media release that is very, very, very popular at our library. And this one, I did get the first season. I got season 1 of the Dr. Blake Mysteries.
Oh.
Which, this one also I'm very much looking forward to seeing. It's got, I thought there was someone I knew by name in there, but maybe not. But so basically, these are, these kind of mystery, police procedural, crime drama, that sort of thing. That's one of the big chunks of these British programs that our particular patrons enjoy thoroughly. I like them. I haven't seen much of the British ones. I've seen more of the American style ones. But I'm definitely looking forward to... and again, this one I can start at the beginning, and that'll be really cool. So I may even prioritize this one. Yeah.
So now we get into the big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These two are pretty rare. Now, this one to me was was the best deal.
Yeah, you lucked out with that one.
This is hard to find. As in, the other one that I'm going to show off actually is easier to find copies of than this. When this appears, it goes all over the board. But this I got for $50. And for those of you who buy these titles, that's about what a new one typically costs when it comes out.
Yeah.
And this one is super out of print. This was
super out.
This one, along with Toradora, came out as the first releases that this company did. According to NIS themselves, this was their first series release. I went to their website to look. So this one is just part 1 of 2. It, of course, has the typical NIS book with all the viewings, and I have tested these. I've had this for a little while now, but I wanted to test the discs first. So I am very lucky to get a hold of this. To me, this is the gem of what I've got here. And to go along with it, I have the part 2, which I could only find in standard, but even that is hard to find. I got this for about $70, which is expensive, but not so expensive when you're talking about it. I'm still looking for another box. I can do it even without the DVDs, because they use the exact same DVDs in the premium set for this as they do the standard. I just need to get that second box. But I do have the whole series. I watched it, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I watched in the vlogcast, because I did finish this one. But again, it is a pretty awesome.
Do envy you that. And you have the reverse of what I have with Toradora, because I have the premium second edition and the standard of the first edition. Okay. Now, my next one is not nearly as rare or as cool as that, but it was, once again, a really cheap buy, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I paid 1 or 2 for this. I think I paid 1. But this was an Acorn one that I actually got from my own branch that just happened to be available to me. Well, actually, maybe that's not Acorn. Maybe that's a Carnival release. Never mind, but still BBC. But this is a series called The Last Kingdom.
Oh.
And this has some interesting people. Matthew McFadden's in there, Rutger Hauer. Some interesting people.
Wait, Rutger Hauer? Are we talking Hobo with a Shotgun Rutger Hauer?
Exactly.
Oh, all right. Well.
Yes. I need to get Hobo with a Shotgun. But yeah, this is another one. Anytime I see a complete British series, dirt cheap, I feel like I should get it. I don't know when I'll ever get around to watching this one, but it's nice to know it's there.
Well, this last one...
Sorry. By the way, that is an historical drama, which makes it a little different from a procedural.
This last one I just got today, so I haven't tested it. I'm hoping the person was very good in the communication.
Good.
It cost me the most out of pretty much any of the NISs I've purchased. But it's one that you can find, but it is not easy to get, and I've never seen a standard available. And that is Katana Gatari.
Oh, holy crap.
So, volume 1 and volume 2 of the premium editions.
Wow.
Everything is intact. The discs look very good.
Very good.
They packed this really well. They actually shipped it from Canada, so I took one away from you. I took it from you, Canada.
So just a couple weeks ago, you were talking about how you'd never get either one of these series.
Well, I started just looking and looking and looking for something at a decent price, and this one was not on board for a decent price. The original person who wanted this wanted $800.
Whew!
Yeah.
That's more than you spent on Maison and Koku, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, there's no way I can afford $800. So we haggled and haggled and haggled. And I eventually got this for about $100 a piece, which is a good
Not
deal.
bad.
There's still one person who would not budge from $800, and I've just noticed he has had to relist it now for the third time, because the only prices I've seen this set go for is $400 at most right now as far as sold. So, you know, don't price gouge. But I've actually done some research. It is not related to, it's loosely related to the other, but not really. It's the same author behind the one that
Monogatari.
Aniplex has. But this is a standalone story. It has nothing to do with the other story, so it does not obligate me to buy it. So this is going to be my next priority after what I'm already watching right now. This is going to be the next priority series I'm going to watch because it is used. I do want to make sure that it is, well, done right. Do you like my new movie bag, actually?
Oh, I love it. I want one. Man, that would have bugged the living hell out of you, wouldn't it?
What?
If you were obligated to get the Monogatari franchise.
Well, think about it this way. Like, come on, you gotta admit, if this was just a piece of that storyline, you got that, wouldn't that bother you?
It would.
Because they're like $70 a piece at the cheapest.
Oh, man, yeah. I want the Monogatari series. I've heard so much about it, but it's a huge, sprawling franchise that is mostly owned by Aniplex.
It'll cost you over $1,000 to get all that's
minimum.
out right now, and it's still being released.
Yes. All right. So, my last one.
Best for last.
In it, possibly. It was one of the better deals. It turns out that I was not, in fact, done with buying Criterion for the summer. Breaking away slightly from my theme of British programming, this sale, they had some good stuff. The library had they had a whole cart devoted to DVDs, and one of the things I turned away from was multiple volumes of Law & Order SVU. It would have been nice if I had the money for that. And there was a Criterion set that was inexplicably missing the plastic wrapping to the jewel case, and otherwise looked beat up. But the one I did get is a movie I've never seen, but it's supposedly a pretty good one. John Huston's Wise Blood.
Oh, wow.
Which is a 1979 release based on the book by Flannery O'Connor.
I haven't actually seen that Criterion release.
What's that?
I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah. It's one you don't see too often. It does have a decent number of features. Nothing extraordinary, but not bad. But this features Brad Dourif. And again, I cannot claim to be expert on it, but I've seen a little bit by John Huston, and I know that he is highly acclaimed director, and I would very much like to see this, but anytime I can get a Criterion collection, it does have the book. It is a complete edition. Even though it's used, it's in very good shape. Anytime I can get a good, solid Criterion release for $1, no complaints there. So this will probably be something of a priority to go ahead and get this watched in the near future. Again, I'm trying to debate how in depth I'm trying to go right now in my Criterion viewings. I'd love to go through all the special features, but I don't have the time for it. But very much looking forward to that. And again, you know,
expanding
awesome
our collection.
price. Yep.
Yep, so I guess that's it.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed our pickups.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the end, by the way, of my NAS pickups, unless I do luck out and snag the premium for part
upgrade.
2.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've decided things, and I decided even though I do not have all of the NIS releases, I do have all of the shows that they licensed. I can't bear to part with my card captors or just spend another 100 and some for the extra card captors.
Right.
And my Anohana, well, I like to think that it's at least consistent because they're both owned by the same company, the releases.
Yeah,
Plus-
well, you got the movie too, so that, yeah.
Plus, if I was to get the edition that you have of Anohana, the NIS release, it probably cost me more than the Aniplex release did. So...
Right.
But it does actually, once this checks out for Katana Gatari, I will actually have every series that they licensed.
Very cool. I can't even claim that at all. I have the Princess and the Pilot, but none of the others he just showed off, so...
Katana Gatari, it's like, I have a feeling I caught it right before it shot up even further.
Could be.
So,
Yeah.
we will be showing you that, hopefully, in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Check
In
out...
the future!
Tell me what you picked up. I'd love to hear about stuff that you've gotten in the comments. Anything that you saw that you liked that we showed. And, of course, subscribe, share. And we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.